guys, I'm in cleaning mode, which is why the Hoover is behind me. I was just about to clean the living room and I saw everything on the side over here and I was like, right, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna sort this out. And I thought, I should probably film this. This is the kind of thing that I'll mention in a vlog. I've like organized and cleaned out my vanity drawers, whatever you want to call them, and someone will say, I hope you filmed it. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna film it. So I filmed like a time lapse of the whole thing, and then I'm gonna give you a full rundown of everything that is in that top drawer, a little bit of kind of all of the drawers, but everything that's in that top drawer, just to show you what I have chosen to kind of be looking at on a day-to-day basis, when I actually decide to do my makeup. I do have a bit of a strange filming setup right now. This is my light ring, and this is my, this is from IKEA. This is like a laptop table that actually sits in the corner of my room, but I decided to pull it down and use it because it's got a glass top. There's literally dog hairs all over here, so I'm about to clean this up now. And yeah, this is what you were looking down on. So, okay, I'm gonna send you back to the past now. Okay, this thing here is actually like a side table, but it's got a glass top, so I'm using it to do like an overhead shot. So just in case you're wondering, what is this? It's basically a strange contraption tripod that I've come up with. So we're gonna get into we could call this a vanity. This is where I keep all of my makeup, but it's also a side table that is in my living room that has just become a bit of a dumping ground. And I've been throwing things in this top drawer, which is supposed to be my kind of everyday makeup. And it soon just became like, let's toss stuff in there when I can't be bothered to tidy it away. So we're gonna tidy it all up. So this is what I'm working with right now. Okay, it's a lot of stuff. A lot of the reason that I've got too much in here is because I don't have space in the rest of the drawers. So this becomes kind of an overflow for this. This is just too much stuff, but I can't get rid of things. I'm a hoarder. And this is as good as it's ever been because I've condensed 2 drawers into one. So all blushes, bronzers, everything, all foundations, absolutely everything is in one drawer, which I think is pretty good going, but it's still a lot, I realise. If you would be interested in like an actual product by product thing, let me know. This would be a really long video, but kind of going through absolutely everything that I've got, I can do that, but I don't know if that's of interest, so let me know. Then the next drawer I've got is lips, lipsticks, lip liners, lip glosses, all of that stuff. Palettes, I decided to put, I've not got a tremendous amount of palettes, you know, for YouTube. I decided to put some tools and brushes and stuff in with these because I wasn't really using up all of the space. And then the last one in here is eyes, which is literally everything else. So like mascaras, liners, brows, everything you might categorize as eyes. Lee just got home, so he's putting away the shopping and it's quite possible I'll be interrupted again. Right, so this is what I've got in the top drawer now. All of this is supposed to be base. All of this is kind of like cheek, face, whatever else might need to be on there. Colour of some kind, and then this is lips and eyes. I feel like possibly what I could do with is this being half and this being like an L shape, really, and this just being an entire drawer, but that's a totally separate issue. Some things back there that sometimes I need, and these are the brushes because I've decided that I don't want a mug full of brushes on my side anymore. So I'm just gonna kind of run through everything quickly. I wouldn't recommend this. It's a sun cream that I got from Yes Style, and I don't think that it's all that effective. I think it's called a Poe. I don't know what that brand is, I apologise. This is just a fresh, what is it? Lotus Youth Preserve Face Cream. I've just got it in there, so I'll actually use it up. This is amazing, I love it. Lumen Instant Glow Fresh Skin Tint. I've talked about this, I have a video on this. These two products are very similar. The IT Cosmetics CC Cream and the Dream Urban Cover. The IT Cosmetics CC Cream, the colour is a little bit better for me right now. The Urban Cover is a little bit too deep, but they are so similar, and I've been reaching for them because they're easy. They don't exaggerate any issues with my skin, no dryness, no nothing. Just really easy to blend when I'm feeling a little bit lazy, which I am a lot of the time during lockdown. This is like one of my all-time favourite foundations, and I haven't really talked much about it because I don't love the Shape Tape concealer, but I love, it's just a different animal. I love the foundation, and it's a couple of years old now. It's probably past its best. I decided to put it in my top drawer to make sure that I actually use it up while it's still good. And a very recent love in the last year, the number 7 Stay Perfect foundation. I think right now, if everything was to disappear foundation wise, this would be the one I repurchased. The colour Calico is perfect for me. And I just love everything about it. The finish, the way that it applies, everything. Okay, I've got some primers in here. This is literally, again, I just don't have anywhere to put this. I want it in these drawers somewhere, so it belongs here. It's just a facial spray. Okay, so a couple of the primers that I've got. This one I've hardly used, so I've kept this in here specifically so that I will actually use it. It's a Primark Glow Illuminating Primer. This is a stick primer from Soap & Glory called Kick-Ass Super Blur, and it's basically like a professional type of thing. It's supposed to do that kind of silicone-y, blur everything out situation. Similarly, the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer does a kind of same thing. The way that I use this, the way that I apply it, is actually with a wet sponge or a damp sponge. I find that it applies a little bit more thinly and it looks a little bit nicer under makeup than if I apply it like with my fingers. Similar product again, the High Adherence Silicone Primer from The Ordinary. I'd say that's a little bit less mattifying than the other ones, but it's a nice product. I think it absorbs a little bit more. Origins Vitasync, not my favourite thing. I find that this just looks orange on me, but again, I feel like it's gonna go bad, and so if I'm gonna use it, I should use it soon. I have this Superdose Vitamin C from Beauty Pie. This was sent to me ages and ages ago. I only opened it quite recently, and meh, it's just a moisturiser. It's not doing anything that I can see particularly amazing, you know, more than any other moisturiser, but again, I want to use it up. I've got a few concealers in here. The Bobbi Brown, this was sent to me again. Bobbi Brown Corrector in Porcelain Peach, yes, one of my favourites, and one I wasn't able to use for ages because I had long nails. Now I've got shorter nails again because lockdown, and I chopped off all my acrylics, and I can actually use this again, and I love it. It's still, this is maybe my favourite concealer of all time. It's creamy, it's heavy. You would think, well, it's not heavy, but it's like high coverage, but you'd think it'd be really heavy and fall into fine lines and stuff. It doesn't at all. It's so flattering. These two products are old favourites. This is the Age Rewind Concealer from Maybelline and the Lasting Perfection from Concealer, I was going to say. Oh, another primer I forgot to mention is the MUA Pro Base, which is an oil primer. It's like an oil stick. When I'm looking a little bit dry or dehydrated, I'll reach for this one. Not all that often because I am oily, but it happens. And if I'm using a foundation that I know is a little bit dry or does fall into fine lines or kind of settle in dryness, then I'll use this as well. And my current favourite setting powder, and this has been for maybe a year, is the Under Eye Setting Powder from e.l.f. You get a tiny amount of product, but I only really use this on the kind of inner corners of my eyes, around my nose. It blurs pores, again, no settling, amazing. And the other setting powder that I've got in here is this one from Morphe, which is brand new to me. I've only used it once before, and it's called Filter Effects. I only really got this so that I would get free shipping when I ordered more of the setting spray. The setting spray, by the way, is back here. This is the original continuous setting mist. If you haven't tried it, it is magic in a can. I've also tried the mattifying one. It's really nice, and if you prefer setting sprays to powders, the mattifying version of this is fantastic. You would use it instead of a powder, but if you're looking for that amazing, all your makeup melts together kind of glow, this is the one you want. You want the original one. Okay, moving things back over. This is kind of a bit of a catch-all because I've got a few things in here that just don't belong anywhere else. This I bought because Jessica Braun kept using something similar on her channel when she does eyeliner and she kind of holds her eye and like pulls it. She will use something like this so that she doesn't wipe away her foundation. And it works, but I hardly ever remember to use this. So it's in here, and that's why, but I don't use it very often. I also have this in here, just so I remember where it is. It's a Bluetooth camera remote for my phone. Really cool. It came with a tripod. Would recommend. Right, I've got some things in here that are just some of my absolute favourites. This is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is new, but I really love it and it smells amazing. The Milk Makeup, it got this as a sample from Sephora. Lip and Cheek Cream Blush, and it's called Work. I would open these things, but I have one hand. It's just not conducive with opening products, although I will try to open these blushes for you. This, my all-time favourite blush. We're kind of you're sensing a pattern. I'm going to be showing you some of my absolute favourites because I decided that at the moment I just want to work with things that I really, really love, because I mean, if we can make ourselves happy in any way, why not? This is Sex Appeal Blush by NARS. If you were considering buying one expensive blush, let it be this one, because it is amazing. It doesn't look like much. It's very pale, it's very sheer, but you can build it up and it's just beautiful. Really nice if you are heavy-handed, and just a gorgeous blush. Similarly, this, not too crazy if you are heavy-handed again, and it looks much bolder, but if you're looking for a bit more of a pop of colour, this one from Topshop is called Heads Up. Not 100% sure if this is still available because I got it in the sale, but I did like that Topshop blush. Fenty Beauty Highlight. This is Lightning Crystal and, is it Fire Crystal and Lightning Dust? This side is Lightning Crystal, and it is amazing. It's a beautiful Kilowatt highlighter duo, this is called. This is a beautiful sheen, very, very similar to the one from Kevyn Aucoin. This is the Sculpt and Go or something. It's a mini version, and this colour is Celestial. No, it's not. Candlelight, sorry, from the Celestial Highlight range. This is supposed to be what it looks like, a full-size one. I thought I was buying this full size. I actually bought Sunlight, which is clearly not a highlight colour for me, but I've thrown it in here so I remember to use it as either like an eyeshadow, or if I'm fake tanned or I've bronzed a lot, then maybe I could get away with it, or like on my décolleté, that kind of thing. But they are my favourite kind of sheeny products. Moving on, this is, I'm not going to go through everything because it's a lot, but this is my lips and eyes, a couple of standouts, Lash Sensational, all-time favourite mascara. Currently I'm really enjoying this one as well. It's not quite as oomph, but it's really nice for lengthening and separating. It's the Dramatic Lash from Primark. Some things I've worn recently that have garnered some compliments from you guys. This Becca Glow Gloss. It's from the Chrissy Teigen like beachy line a few years ago. I don't know if they do one similar, but it's also very similar to the Fenty Fussy Gloss Bomb, if you are interested. And I've worn this Smashbox lipstick, which is a pale pink, called Paris Pink. Again, I hope this is still available because I've had it for years. This was sent to me as well, probably like 5 or 6 years ago, but it's still good. I love it. And I wore this recently a couple of times, and again, there are just certain things that every single time I wear it, people are like, what is that? And they are on that list. Also this Glossier Blotted lip colour as well in Zip. I wore this quite a few times, and it's a really easy to wear red. It's kind of like a sheer matte lip product. It's so bizarre. You do need a lip liner if you want a crisp line, because it's not got a tremendous amount of pigment, but I mean it has, but it hasn't. It's weird, but it's really, really pretty. I would say they're kind of the standouts. Everything else is just, you know, mainstay stuff. And then here I've got some brushes. I think I did a video on my favourite brushes. I really don't need that many. Ultimately, it's not a thing, like I'm not doing a lot of eyeshadow, I'm not doing like sculpting and all of that stuff, so I really just need the basics. And so I kind of whittled it down to what I need, and I show you some of my favourites in that video. But this is kind of what I'm working with right now. I thought I would give you an update on what is in that top drawer. I also do have a few other things back there, but again, it's just kind of extra storage really, not things that I am planning on using constantly. Although I do maybe want to mention this Lorac Pro palette, because this is up there with my favourite eyeshadow palettes. I don't use it tons because again, don't do a lot of eyeshadow, but I do love it. I also have this Morphe palette in here, more so that I actually use it because I'm not really feeling it. It's too warm. I bought it and instantly regretted it. Even this one in the corner that looks kind of neutral, it's not. It's super, super warm. I try and swap things out quite frequently, and I think the thing is, like, I know in the past I've talked about this, trying to bring it back to more budget focused stuff on this channel because that's where we began. But I'm kind of in the midst of this lockdown, I'm kind of falling out of love with makeup a little bit again, because I'm not wearing it all the time and I'm just getting kind of bored. It's become a chore, and I want to re-energize that, I suppose. And to do that, I've decided to just pull out some things that I absolutely love, some things that I really enjoy using regardless of cost, and regardless of brand, regardless of whether I purchased it, regardless of whether it was sent to me. I just pulled out some things that I really know I do like, and some things that I do want to use up, to kind of have in mind, am I keeping this or am I not? Because there's some things in there that I've had for a long time and it's like, use it or don't use it at this point. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with my top drawer right now. My mind is feeling clearer now, it's all done. I can finally put all of this situation back where it was in the corner of the room. Actually hoover, anything not to hoover. Major procrastinator. I basically filmed a video just to put off cleaning. Put everything back, clean the sides, hoover up, got a joss stick burning over there, love it. And probably watch some Vampire Diaries, truth be told. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.